All right. You're such a jerk. I hate you. Hey, your family, Rizzy Reek just stole my thunder. Anywho, all right. Peace and love. Family, what's going on? It's your boy Mario Quinn, and we are here with yet another Level Up podcast. Very excited for this Monday evening with our special guest that we have on the episode today. And you recorded that?
No, it was
you recorded that?
I just tuned it on the
Facebook
okay. Live.
You just forgot to put your
8 seconds back.
Oh, you forgot to put your your volume down, huh? Anyways, man, I'm joined today by my awesome and amazing and just really funny co-host, my boy Rizzy Reek. How you feeling this evening, sir?
Great. I see you looking fresh today.
You know what I mean? I had to get the Jolly Rancher swag together, got the polo on, you know what I'm saying? The Mario hat. You know what I'm saying? You can't see the shoes. Hold on.
The school shopping type.
You can't see the shoes, but I'm gonna just put them on the table like that.
I like
those are champions right there. You know what I'm saying?
I like
saying? We keep it colorful out here, you know what I'm saying? Man, I'm gonna put that back in my foot because my toesies is cold. But anywho,
hold on, y'all gotta check lines out though. Hold on.
All right, let's see what you got.
I got the drips on you for me. Hold on, but these exclusive though. These is mine.
These are handmade joints.
I created these.
Nice.
Like these called the drips. These is gonna be coming soon.
Nice.
I can't show
mine. Nice. That look like fine Italian right there.
Fine Italian. That's where it came from.
Man,
Italian.
Love it.
Red bottoms. Take it back.
Nice. He said red bottoms. Nice. Well, family, since he kind of almost introduced himself a little bit, at least his shoe, I'd like to introduce our very special guest of episode 81 of the Level Up podcast, my boy Big Regg. How you feeling this evening, brother?
I'm in here, man. How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm feeling fantastic. I got my Red Bull. I got my water. I'm excited, bro.
He's ready to fly.
Right. They give you
no question. Yeah, I'm here, man. I'm here. How y'all been holding up since the, COVID and everything? How y'all been holding up, man?
I mean, it's been very productive, though. In the space, working with talented people, getting to know people. Always a little social distance, but from time to time, gang shit in this.
Yeah, man. I mean, we've made a lot of adjustments. I'll say, we used to have as you can see, we still have a lot of people in here, but before COVID, imagine double this in the space at a time. Multiple classes going on, shit like that. So we had to make some adjustments, but I'm really excited for the new additions we have to the team. Excited for the new projects we got coming out, man. We got
check it out.
A lot of dope shit. We just started a small label. We got about, I think, 13 or 14 artists on the label right now that we're working with, just kind of trying to figure out our flow and how we work well together and stuff like that. So, it's been really exciting, man.
Enough about us, though. Yeah. How you been through?
Me personally, I just been trying to, get in where I fit in. You know what I mean? As far as the music. I'm sticking in the studio. I dropped 5 bangers.
Nice.
Okay.
Leading into 2021. I dropped Kobe, Industry, White Russian, Pittsburgh, and a song called what's the last one? Oh, Ratchet.
Okay.
So and another one called College Dropout. I shot a video to that.
Okay.
So actually 6. But they 5 of them got videos to them. They all streaming, on YouTube right now. Everything else is also on all platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, all streaming platforms. But the music, just tapping in with that heavy, just networking, trying to get in where I can with podcasts. Like you said, I did the XX
High X Mag. I peeped that.
Did that. I did another podcast with Babyface Assassin. I don't know if y'all heard of him.
Okay.
I did one with him, and I did another one with Uncle Blackout from Blackout Productions.
Okay,
They shoot videos.
This is your year then.
This my year.
You've been working, bro.
So I've been working. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things I feel like in the city, there's just not enough of. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of artists in the city that got a lot of momentum right now. You know what I mean? And these dudes really don't be out here. They don't really be doing podcast interviews. They really don't be doing like shows and stuff like that. And I feel like that's kind of lame to me in the city.
Right.
I feel like you got a name for yourself. Be out here. Embrace your fans. Show your face. People want to see you. You know what I mean? It's more than the internet.
Why do you think that like people don't do that?
Well, a lot of it I think have to do with personal reasons why some of them for issues in the streets or whatnot. A lot of it some of it too I think have to do with egos. You know what I mean? I feel like a person get a name for themselves, get to a certain level, and they feel like they're just too good. I don't need to do this interview. I don't need to do I don't need to do this. I got this certain amount of views.
Right.
And to me, that's just not being humble.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can't forget where you come from. At the end of the day, your city where you from, that's going to be the city that's really going to blow you up the most. You're going to be the one that got to support you.
And you want to get all the exposure possible. It don't matter if the podcast is big or not. Like your name's out there.
And at the end of the day, content is content. As long as it's quality and it's consistent, it doesn't matter if it's like I drop videos and I drop music, but like if you're not getting any publicity, you're not doing like all that counts as content. It counts as actionable items towards your portfolio. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
So, and then I also feel too, like if the podcast is not like a Say Cheese or like an XXL or a Source, they feel like, oh, I don't need to do it. It's not really somewhere that's gonna, like you said, you need to get into everything. Anything that you can get into, any podcast. I love going and especially from Pittsburgh alone. We don't have a lot of this here.
Right.
People wonder why we don't have a lot of like big market here for music and things like that, because we don't have a lot of people wanting to support things here, like these podcasts and things like that. So with me, I think this year, when I get my foot in the door and when I blow, this is going to be something that I'm going to blow up a lot in the city. Podcasts like this. You know, I support any local city like that got like a radio station, anything they got going on. I support local vendors, clothing. You know what I mean? I support my city heavy. Pittsburgh is small, and I'm trying to blow it up.
So yeah, I'm going to give you a couple of slow snaps to that, because that was excellent, man. And I definitely feel you. You know, you definitely should support the city that you're from. You know what I mean? Represent to the fullest. You know what I'm saying? Well, so you said you're from the north side. As the people know, you kind of hinted that you do rap. You got projects out and everything like that. Can you talk a little bit about that process for you and that journey? You know, we don't start off out of the womb like, hey, I'm rapping the hip hop and the ABC. You know what I'm saying? So you had to kind of grow into that. Can you talk a little bit about that moment that you had when you were like, you know what, I want to do music and I really want to take it seriously?
Well, with me growing up, I've been through a lot of things in my life. You know, I grew up in the system. You know what I mean? I experienced what it feels like to be in group home. I experienced what it feels like to be homeless. I experienced what it feels like to be incarcerated. You know, I did state time too also. So I've been through a lot of things in my life. Unfortunately, my family, we didn't stay strong at a young age. You know, I went to group home roughly around the age of like 10, 11 years old. You know, I went there and basically I was there all the way up until I was like 18. So I can transition to get my own apartment and things like that. I graduated from McKeesport. Actually, I don't know if you guys ever heard of the group home. It's called Arberly in McKeesport.
Oh, I know about Arberly. Yeah. We've actually done some programming there recently.
Yeah, so I was there for a while. I was there literally from like 11 years old, roughly to about like 17. Went to an independent living. Then from there, from like 17 to 18, I transitioned to my own apartment. So I spent a lot of time in group home, and then like I said, I experienced life on my own, make some wrong decisions, end up falling into the streets, and then end up getting incarcerated, things like that. Spent 2 years upstate. So my life just been up and down, but I always kept my head high, and music just been one of the things that made me want to express myself and made me want to get like the things that I was holding and the pain that I was feeling. I felt like the best way to express myself was just getting it out on paper. You know what I mean? And I have a lot of stories to tell. You know, I felt like, I've been through a lot of experiences with my family. You know, I felt like kind of in a way, they turned their back on me. You know what I mean? But I don't really hold like a grudge on them. I know that we all go through things. And, I learned how to grow with trying to forgive them. You know what I mean? It's taking time. I got to deal with it over the years.
Right.
But I'm learning how to forgive them. And I feel like the best way for me to start with that is putting it in my music.
Right.
You know what I mean? Talking about it.
That's a great way to express, because sometimes it is hard to actually talk about it or like to actually unpack the way you're feeling, and like music helps you do that. For sure.
So dealing with that, and then people also told me to also try to, talk to a therapist. And, I tried doing that, but honestly with me, I feel like a person who haven't been through what I've been through wouldn't really be able to relate that much to me. So we're going to a therapist, talking to them. It's okay. You hear them saying it's okay for them to be like, yeah, I understand. I feel where you're coming from, but that's not enough.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
You don't really get it.
You don't really get it. Right. Me coming here, just talking about it, and you telling me, well, you just have to learn how to forgive them. That's not going to make me like want to forgive them. Like I need to be able to relate in my own type of way, be able to express myself in my own type of way. And music is it for me. You know what I mean? When I go to the studio and I write songs, I put beats on, I write songs. It don't take but a second for things to start coming to me because I have so much to talk about.
Right.
And that's one of the things that I think that's real big that needs to happen in the city is people need to be willing to open up to listen to something that's different. This city's so big on like drill music, and I feel like they don't really want to accept no one who have like a story like me. We're not really that type of market of a city for that type of music.
It seems like nowadays, like people like to talk about the same stuff.
Same stuff.
Busting guns, like cool, but talk about your experience. Like why did you pick up a gun?
Right.
Why did you choose this gangster life or whatever?
Exactly. Like, why don't you open up about your story?
Right,
and I feel like everything that happened in 2020, with people dying and COVID hitting and whole bunch of things that people was dealing with in their personal life. There's so much different things you can talk about. You don't need to always rap about guns and things like that.
Right.
And I feel like that's what's going on a lot of the day in the music. A lot of dudes want to link up and they all want to rap about the same thing.
Right.
And with me, my music is very different. Like when I drop my 5 songs that I have out on all platforms right now, my videos that's out on YouTube, they're all different in their own type of way. You know what I mean? Like I gave songs where I'm really opening up and I'm talking about different things. And they're really songs I feel like I can get played on the radio. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm trying to make that type of music.
Right.
You know, when I make songs and I make like album, I ain't even put like an EP out yet.
Right. That's just because I was going to ask that.
Yeah, I didn't even drop an EP yet.
Right.
Like, and I feel like when I do that, I feel like the reason why I didn't do that, well, for one, is because I feel like I need to build my fan base a little bit more.
Right.
You know, get my followers up a little bit more. I don't want to waste a project if I can't get the most out of it.
Right.
And for 2, I want to be able to give the fans and be able to give the city something that you can play repeatedly.
Right.
You know what I mean? A lot of these dudes give you songs you can play. Yeah, it's good, but a month or 2 down the line, you're not even banging it no more.
Right.
You're not listening to it no more. I want to give you something that's classic.
Right.
I want to give you
timeless.
something that's timeless.
Right.
You put this in, you know, like, damn, this is Big Reg from Pittsburgh. They got this coming out of Pittsburgh like this. Like, that's the type of project I'm gonna give you. And when I go in the studio, I dedicate the time to put that work in. I don't just go to the studio and have a bunch of people in there and we all know I like to have a clear atmosphere. Just me and the producer, we working. I'm gonna give you something timeless.
Right.
You know what I mean? I want the producers to love working with me because they know when I come to the studio, it's business.
Right.
They love working with me. And that's the way that I do it when I go in the studio.
Right.
And what age did you start rapping at?
Around like I want to say like 10 years old.
10 years
Oh wow.
old.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, so I started at a young age. You know what I mean? I've been rapping for a very long time. Like I told you, when I was in the independent living, I transitioned from Arbery and I went to an independent living called Ward Home. I met some people that was coming there and they was like kind of investing into the independent living, like coming there, taking the kids out to like movies, trying to get us out of the place for a while.
Right.
And one day they was talking to me. They asked me, well, what do you want to do when you grow up? And this was like while I was still in high school. And I told them, you know, well, I want to get into the music when I grow up. And one day they came and picked us up. They took us to Guitar Center and brought all the equipment for a studio that we need and built it inside of the independent living for us.
Oh wow.
Like expensive equipment, iMac computer, the mic, the speakers, they built everything in there. They was like, I'm gonna build a studio for you in there. You could just make music while you in there. Right. So I had a chance to really, throughout my high school from 9th grade to 12th grade while I was in there, I had a chance to really like bring dudes from McKeesport. Like I said, it may seem like I don't have a fan base, right. But I do have a fan base. Right. Like there's a lot of people that know that I make music. Every time somebody run into me, they be like, you still rapping, bro? You still doing this? Like the thing is, I should have been like, I promise you, if I would have been chasing this seriously while I was in high school, I would have been out of here by now, without no question. Like, and people know that I'm good at it too. It's like, this ain't no game. Like I've been good at it since I was in high school. Like my credit is definitely like, it's up there. But like I said, it's just me having to start from the ground again and me having to like draw everybody in and let them know that it's serious. You know what I mean? Because I'll be rapping one minute, end up going to jail, coming like, you know what I mean? This is actually the time where I'm taking it serious. So, but like I said, I do have a fan base. And like I said, they built the studio inside of the independent living. So I picked up the music and they're real heavy. I started recording over beats and things like that, recording myself, mixing all my stuff on my own. I didn't really drop no projects because my headspace just wasn't there. I felt like I was locked up. I was caged in. I wasn't really able to like shoot videos how I wanted to because I'm on a time schedule. I got to go to school and come back to this independent living. I couldn't really do and move how I wanted to move. So my whole mindset on the music industry wasn't really focused yet. But as I got out of there and I started living life on my own, I felt like now is the time to do it because I'm free and I got stories to tell.
Right. I feel like that's what we do as artists. Like there's a time where we start playing around music, and then time after time, like there's a moment or an age we reach where we start taking it serious, and we just start pushing and putting all to it. Because like I know for me, like in high school, I wasn't really the type of person to tell people I rap. Like people were like, I seen your video, I don't know why you're shy to rap. And then as like time went on, I started like I didn't really like perform or nothing. But once I got out that stage fright and got into like performing and stuff, I wasn't afraid, and I showed people more what I was about. When do you remember your first performance or your first encounter, doing something real big with music?
Actually, so my first performance, my first like taste experience of something big, So there was, like I said, I've been in the system for a while. So through the state, through the DHS program, they had this program. I don't know if they still have it, but they had this program called the We Rock program.
Bro, I was a teacher for that, bro.
You was?
I was with Liz Berlin.
Yes. Oh my God, I love Liz. I love This is crazy. I can't make this up. I'm telling you, everything that I'm saying.
Remember, how old are you right now?
I'm 26 now.
26, and so I taught there maybe like.
Yeah, dreads at the time.
I had long dreadlocks. I was a dance teacher too. I was teaching dance to the girls.
Oh, okay. See, I wasn't really into. I didn't do. See, I knew they had the dance, but I wasn't really into that. Yeah. I wasn't a music. We was always in the studio.
And so. I did do some of the writing coaching too at that. Like they had that studio in the north side, like right there, 7-Eleven and McDonald's.
That's where we recorded all the music.
But there was a guy. There was a guy named Roan that I used to work with, a bigger guy with glasses. He was really dope. But that was like, I want to say that was like 2014, 2015.
Yes, it was a while. Yeah, it was a while ago. It wasn't around that time. I'm telling you, I can't make this up.
Wow.
So like I said, I was in there. That was my first taste of like the music. They put me in there. We went crazy. Like they put us in the studio. I ended up mixing with a bunch of dudes. We made songs and we set a showcase up. People came, bought tickets, family and stuff, and we rocked it.
Nice.
Like
at Mr. Smalls.
At Mr. Smalls. Like it was crazy. Like
crazy,
best experience of my life.
Dope.
Like that's why I say it's a small world. You know what I mean? Like, but being in things like that really made me really chase this music because like that really like once I was on that stage and they put that mic in my hand and people was running to me after I got off the stage. Like this dude came up to me, he's like, yo, my mom told me to come up to you and get your number and say I should do a song with you. Like people was embracing my music that just
and that had to feel amazing.
It just felt good. I'm like, yeah, I gotta do this.
Right.
Like, this ain't that you don't just get those type of compliments just from like, oh, you're just decent.
Right.
I'm good at what I do, so I loved it. But that's crazy, you know.
Small world. Yeah,
I
love Liz, man.
I do. Very good heart, and still to this day, they still have like I don't know. Well, due to COVID, I know it's down now, but they be having open mics there.
Oh, okay.
And I be going out there still doing open mics. And one day she was there, and she was just so happy to see me. Gave me a big hug. We started talking, and it's like I know.
So you know Shondon.
Yes,
well. Okay.
I know all of them. Like it's crazy. A small world.
What's the guy's name who plays the guitar? I can't remember his name. It's like Jake, not Jake.
Kenny G.
Nah, he got like 2 daughters.
I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah,
short, like grayish
hair. Yeah, I can't think of his name.
Mark.
That's exactly who it was.
Mark. That's exactly who it was. That's my guy right here, man.
Yeah, they're good people. Good people.
Bro.
I love them, man. They good organization, and they did a lot of things for people in the music and in the city. Like, people don't even know that.
For sure,
they opened a lot of doors
for young people. Shout out to the We Rock program, the creative life support.
Creative life support, all of them, man, for real. Like they open a lot of doors for people, man.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's what I like to see. I like to see like groups, like connecting with people. You know, like for me, it was like the Art Greenhouse. CMN, CMU. I mean, One Hood. You know, those type of groups that like really bring people together.
Right. Exactly. And we don't even have it. And that's what I'm saying. Like getting back to that, me as a young artist, and like I said, the things I want to do when I blow up, like those are the type of things that I want to get open again. Like they don't have those type of things anymore because of the thinking of these young people nowadays. You can't have those because a lot of these dudes are in the street, they're beefing, they show up in these programs, just want to end up being fighting, shooting. It's gonna go left. So I think that's the reason why they don't really want to have a lot of these groups because they don't know what's going on. So
would you ever consider like making a group or something like that, starting like a group or something like that?
Definitely, for sure. Like there's this place that I want to like buy like I said, that I want to buy over in Northside. There's this place that I was going to call the Limbach Center. It's down there in the Spring Garden. I used to go there after school. It was after school program. It's like a center place, and they closed it down. But kids used to go there, like play video games, do their homework, things like that, and they closed it down. And I want to buy that, and I want to open it back up. Basically, like you said, open a group up, build a studio, and then like give these kids something to have a chance to be able to chase something. Right? You can't take away everything and then expect them to like achieve something, because it's like you gotta like let them start with something.
I mean, and that's why like we're here. You know what I mean? We wanted to create a space where kids can be creative, they can dance, they can do music. They can fucking do visual arts, whatever, you know what I mean? So like that's why we're here. Like you said, places like One Hood, you know, they got a studio. There's, you know what I mean, Level Up. Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm the CEO.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? But like that was one of the reasons why I wanted to start this, is because like when I grew up, like I wanted to have something like this. Like I didn't have a place where we just had a rec center, and that was cool. But it's like if you're not that into sports, that into basketball, that into that, it's like okay. You know, like I was really into dancing. I was really into music and drawing. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have a lot of outlets. And I was like, you know what? When I get the resources, I want to start something like something like that.
I mean, you can even see on this block, like there's not really a lot of opportunities. Like a lot of kids, like they either grow up into nowadays or into the phones or into the tablets or into the game, into a group that
grown men into the game nowadays more than the kids.
Exactly, playing 2K
all day long,
Madden all day and shit.
It's annoying, and that's the reason why I feel like there's not a lot of, because no one has no ambition to want to do nothing in the city. People here in Pittsburgh, everybody said the same thing. There's no opportunity here. You need to get out of Pittsburgh if you want to make something happen here.
And that's
if we all had that same mindset, nothing's ever going to happen here.
Exactly.
Ever.
Somebody
got to spark the movement and do something for this shit to change. And like I said, it got to start. Somebody got to have that mindset to tough this shit up. We know there's no support here. We know it's hard here. But get the fuck on and you be the one to make something happen here. You be the one to spark the movement with support. You be the one to spark something here. Somebody got to have that mindset. So, and I feel like that's really honestly how I've been feeling for a while now. And I've been letting a lot of people just do their thing. A lot of these artists do their thing, but it's my time now. Like, I'm wiping this shit out because people, I feel like, are just getting on, trying to, in their intentions and wanting to do things or not. They're just want to get on to be famous in Pittsburgh. They're not trying to get on to really start nothing and do nothing. So that shit I'm tired of it. So it's like, now I'm gonna get what I deserve. I'm gonna come and take what I deserve, and I'm gonna spark something. I'm gonna make this shit happen regardless. I don't care about none of these artists in the city giving my support right now. It's cool, but I'm still gonna be humble. And when I get on, I'm gonna put all these dudes in the studio with me. I'm gonna try to get everybody in the studio, try to do music, drop shit from here. I'm gonna spark something. And it's going, and like I said, I'm gonna take pride in it because I'm telling all these interviews now and all these podcasts now, because when this shit happened, I want people to know, like, he called this shit. He said he was going to do this, and this is what happened.
And we would love to work with you. Like I said, we just started a label. We would love to work with you. If you want to start something, we can. Because I believe in. I know a lot of people from Pittsburgh, and I'm not from there. I'm from Buffalo. Like I said, I hear that all the time. Like, we got to leave Pittsburgh. Got to leave Pittsburgh. Got to leave Pittsburgh.
Right.
Pittsburgh ain't
tired of hearing that shit.
And I'm like, yo,
shit is annoying.
Pittsburgh is a gold mine, and there's so much talent here.
So much.
If people would just work together, market your shit right. You know what I'm saying? We have people that got industry connects that still live in Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? There's mad industry OGs that got mad, like,
I've been shooting videos here. People like Jordan Beckham and people like that. The people Catch Rec Media said that was doing all Jimmy Wapo shit. They shooting people in the industry. Like, there's so many connects, and it just kills me because, like, if you hear a lot of my music, I put Pittsburgh in a lot of my music. I always shout the city out a lot, and people tell me, like, it's sad when they come to me, be like, bro, you show this is the shit they tell me. They be like, bro, you show too much support to Pittsburgh. Stop putting them in your song so much because they don't show you the love back.
Just because you say Pittsburgh?
I'm like, get the fuck out of my face with that. Like, this is my, if I want to keep saying Pittsburgh a million times in my songs, where the fuck I'm from. Exactly. This is why nobody's not going to, this is why, because y'all so weak-minded. Y'all don't even want to hear your own city in songs. So that's pathetic. Like, this is why nothing's moving. That's why nobody, because everybody's mindset is just, it's shitty. It's these dudes, like I said, their pride's too high. These women act like they don't want to support nobody if you don't have a name for yourself already. It's just so much fake shit here. And I feel like at the end of the day, there's more to the bigger picture. Like I said, it's going to be somebody that's going to spark this shit. And it's going to have to be somebody that sucks this rough times up like I'm doing right now. But somebody got to put a change to this. Somebody got to spark something. Because like you said, there's too much talent here. And it's bigger than music. It's with everything. Sports, clothing, food here, good vendors.
Politics. We got
a lot of shit.
We taking up the millennials is out here taking over the art scene, the politics scene. We got 4 mayors in Pittsburgh that are under the age of 30.
That's big.
Big facts.
That's big.
And I think 3 of them, two or three of them are black women.
That's what's up.
That's big.
Yep. Another big fact.
And there's another one running for one too.
Right.
And there's another one running for one. I seen this dude about to run for mayor.
Ed Gainey, right?
Yeah. Yep. That's the one I'm talking about.
Yep. He live in Homewood.
Yep. Homewood dude. About to run for mayor.
That's my homie.
So like I said, we're taking over the politics. There's so much talent here. And I'm tired of us getting fucking overlooked. I'm tired of that shit. People want to keep having this mindset. Oh, there's not nothing. Well, if you don't want to do nothing, get the fuck out of my way then. If you feel like there's not no time, if there's no, well, get the fuck out of my way.
And that should be the mindset of 2021 and beyond. Period. Because that's the same, like, bro. It's like I tell my team, I'm like, yo, we working, bro. There's no room for bullshit. There's no room for complaining about this. There's no room for I want to leave. Nigga, we here now. Let's get it done.
Let's get it done. We got
the resources. What are we waiting on?
What are we waiting on?
You know what I'm saying? So,
and like I said, and there's resources here. Like I said, the boy Wiz is here showing big love to people here in the city. Signing these dudes or whatever. And it's these dudes who's he's signing, putting on, it's them the ones he's putting in positions. It's their job to spark it.
Right.
Y'all getting on with this dude, start pulling niggas in. Stop having that mindset. Oh, I'm not fucking with y'all because y'all wasn't showing me no love before I got on. Fuck all that.
Right.
It's like the more attention you bring here, the more of us get on, the more attention it's going to bring to the city.
Right.
Period.
Don't you want to put a lot of people on before you put yourself on?
Exactly.
Because you had that on your name and you just helped a whole
Exactly.
bunch of
You have that, and like you said, it's the clout that you have on top of your name. Not only are you on, people gonna fuck with you. They're like, and he putting people on.
Exactly.
So we really gonna support him now because he's putting people on. That's what's gonna change the game. But they think so small, they don't think that way. They just think it's all about getting on and wanting to build a name for yourself. And like,
I mean, it's kind of a crabs in the barrel kind of situation.
It is
in a lot of ways. That's like conditioned in us, as Americans. You know what I'm saying? But I think too, man, like just to play devil's advocate, like the only reason to not help somebody out is if you don't see the work ethic, right? I can see that. It's like, of course, I'm not gonna put in a word for you if you're not out here working. You know what I mean? So I think that's really important to point out that like, it's important to grind and be on it, be ready for the opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Like being prepared before the opportunity comes is the best position you can be in, because then somebody hits you up like, bro, I want to introduce you to this person who's on who runs this label. You got is your catalog. You ain't got a press kit. You ain't got nothing on any platforms, shit like that.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? You don't got a CV put together. All that shit really matters. You know what I'm saying? So I think like artists should start thinking about that. Like, getting your press kit together, making sure you got your trademarks, making sure you got your publishing together, because that's a big thing. Motherfuckers don't got their publishing. They're being mired, their ass together.
The publishing is the big thing.
Right.
I mean, with art, your image is everything. I was just talking to people the other day. I'm like, I'm really about to get my hands dirty with this music this year, because it's like you ride around the city. I went down to Atlanta. You ride around there. There's posters everywhere where to stream people's music at. Them artists got billboards. You ride around here in the city. None of these dudes got posters up, but they're signed with Wiz Khalifa, but they're not. There's no posters up where to stream their music. I asked people like, you ever hear this dude's music? I'll go other places like, you ever hear this artist that's popping from my city name? They'll be like, no. I'd be like, that's why, because like you said, they're press and all that. It's not good. Like I'm about to really, because there's a loophole in the city. I'm about to ride around this motherfucker, flood the city with my posters, where to stream my music at. Get your face out here. When people see more of that, that makes them want to tap in with you. They're like, he's serious about this shit. Every fucking corner I turn on, there's a poster where to stream it. You know what I mean? It's so wide open. Like there's businesses you can go on, like people like Asamiya Cookie. You can put posters up in there. People going there all the time. Always going on the internet talking about putting their boxes of cookies up, giving them free advertisement. That's free advertisement for you. Why don't you show your posters up in a window at Insomnia Cookie? Maybe they'll repost you. You know what I mean? Like people don't think there's a bigger picture to this marketing scheme. Like you have to think big. Like they don't think that way. That's why I said there's like you said, Pittsburgh's a goal, man. People just don't see it. It's a goal, man. Like this, I'm gonna crack the code though. I'm gonna crack it open for sure.
Love it, bro. I'm gonna hit you with a couple snaps. So you said earlier, just to kind of dial it down a little bit, you got a few 6 songs out right now. You haven't dropped the EP. What are you looking for the future? Like, are you gonna drop something soon? Or like, what does that look like for you? Maybe in the next year or two.
I mean, like I ain't gonna hold you. My catalog right now is stupid. Like I've got so many songs in the vault. I can drop right now if I want to, but it's like I just dropped 5 big videos within like a 5-month time span. So I'm letting them ride for a little bit. Like my one record, Kobe, going crazy right now. Everybody fucking with it right now. So that's going crazy. Like I said, I had the chance to perform that. The dude from Young LA from down Atlanta, he jumped on stage with me, was jumping with me and shit to the song. So I performed that down West Virginia. There's this dude named Josh YNC. He do a lot for Pittsburgh. He's from West Virginia, so shout out to him. But he invited me down there to perform. So I was down there performing with him in Young LA. So like I said, I dropped that, so I'm gonna let them ride for a little bit. But gearing towards the summer, I am gonna lock in. I'm trying to get an EP together, and I'm not even dropping none of the songs that I got in my vote. Like I feel like I'm gonna just have them in there. I don't know what I even want to do with them. When I drop my EP, it's gonna be all fresh. Like I'm getting the studio, I'm building the beats from the ground up, and I'm writing the whole EP in the studio. Like I'm not even dropping when I got my vote, and I had close to like 100 songs in my vote right now. Like I've been getting crazy in the studio over last year, over last summer. I was in the studio like damn near every day. Recording every fucking day.
You don't make your own beats too?
No.
I heard you say build the beats from scratch. I'm like,
I work with producers like Turn Me Up Tone, Be With The Heat, like different producers in the city. I work with Mike Tomlin. Shout out to all those dudes. Like I don't know what other people get from those dudes, but when I go with all those dudes and I linked up with them, I got fire shit from them. You know what I mean? Because like I said, my sound's different. So when I went there, I was able to bring a different quality out of them that some people just can't bring out of them. So But like I said, gearing up towards the summertime, I'm gonna lock in and I'm probably gonna release an EP. You know what I mean? Because I'm definitely building a lot of momentum right now. People's definitely fucking with my music, so I think it's about time.
Speaking about your music, what's your style? Like, what do you talk about? And who can you relate to, like, in the industry? Who you feel like you can really relate to? And what's your type of, like, your style? What you talk about? Like, how do you go on the beat? Like, when you rapping?
My style, like, I pretty much talk about like success. Like, I talk about like my problems, like trying to blow. You know what I mean? Like, my music's like, you're not gonna. I don't advise people listen to my music if you're looking to hear that like trap sound, or you looking to sell drugs to my music, or like, you know what I mean, something like, I don't like, you can't listen to my music, like, you know what I mean, that's not my type of style. Like, when you listen to my music, you got to be open to it. Like, I grew up listening, like, my era was like when J. Cole, Drake, and Kendrick Lamar and all them was coming into the industry. 106 and Park was still around. You know what I mean? Like, that era of music was it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, these dudes was dropping albums once a year. Music's so fast now. It's dropping every month. You know what I'm saying? Like, they took time in the studio and made a body of work. That's how my music is. Like, you got to be open and want to listen to a body of work. Like, I'm going to give you something you can listen to when the first song played to the end. Like, you know what I mean? So that's the type of style that I bring to the song. Like, I talk about like shit that inspire the world. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I inspire people to want to do this. Like, I have kids that inbox me on Instagram. I can't wait to be a rapper. Like, I let like my family members that I be around, little cousins and stuff, they love watching. I mean, man, like, I inspire people to want to do this.
That's beautiful.
So that's the type of music that I have.
That's what's up.
Love it. Love it. I feel like you and I would get along really well. In general. You should. Before you leave, I'm gonna give you my information.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
you see how passionate I am.
Yeah,
bro.
I'm like, oh,
you know what I'm saying?
I can
like,
see the eyes,
this is passionate. Like, this is like, I sweat talking about this shit. This shit is passionate because it run deep in my blood. Like, I want this shit so much, and I want to change this city so much. There's more to this. Like, there's no games to me when it comes to this music. Like, I'm here for the kill. Like, I want to come in and really spark a movement in my city. Like, that's why I sparked my song off College Dropout. Spark the movement and put it into this garbage music. Caught my city by surprise. I'm the first to do it. Dropped out of school, said fuck it to that semester. Started chasing this music. I promise I'll never let up. I mean that shit. Like, when I said that line, I mean that shit. I'm sparking the movement. Period. Like, so.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get to my fun question. Woo! Give you one more source now.
Taking over the podcast.
I'm saying, I love it. I like when I don't have to talk too much. I love that. Thank you.
No doubt.
Sweet. So I'm gonna get to my fun question. So we ask this from every guest. And so for you, Big Regg, what would you say? And you kind of talked about some of your pet peeves and things like that, but what would you say is your number one no? And what I mean by that is just like, that's something you just can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, it's like squishy stuff under my feet. I just nope, can't do it.
Me, I think my biggest pet peeve is people being serious about what they do. I hate working with people that like want to portray this image of like I had people who want to work with me, who want to do music. Like, bro, I'm gonna pull up on you when you go to the studio, hit me up. I'll hit them up. They never pull up. Like that type of shit, that irritates me.
Oh yeah.
Like, if you're not serious about, especially if you see that I'm serious about what I'm doing, like especially with this music, don't play with my career and my emotions and my time when it comes to something. If you see that I'm really on to something, I'm trying to do something. Like, I'm trying to spark a wave. I'm really trying to do something big. I don't have time for games. So if you're going to say you're going to do something, I need you to stand on that. Like, if you want to be on time for something, I need you to be on time for it. Like, I'm on a schedule. So the producer's here. I already pay for this time, studio time. You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing so much. I don't even have the time to really sit down and teach myself how to produce. I want to do that, but I'm just everywhere with it. I have to pay for studio time right now because I'm just trying to do too much. I'm managing myself. I don't have no manager. I'm just doing everything.
And it's a process too.
And it's a process.
You can get there.
You can get there. You know what I'm saying? It's no rush on that. So, and if for right now, for me to get the sound that I want, if I got to book studio time, I'm gonna do it. So. And if I book my studio time, don't tell me you're going to pull up, and don't like tell me, oh, I wrote to the song already. So I'm thinking I got a second verse on this song. So when I get to the studio, you don't come. Now that I don't have no second verse written because I thought that you was going to pull up and do it. It's just too much. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I don't have, that's my biggest thing. People being serious. That's my biggest pet peeve.
I love that. I got a bunch of my family members watching this right now. Big shout out. That's dope. I've never seen them watching my stuff. That's kind of cool.
Shout out to him.
I got my cousins on here, my uncles or my other cousin on here. My wife on here.
Shouts.
That's because they can feel the energy. They're like somebody talking some real shit on the podcast. I gotta watch.
They are.
I gotta watch somebody talking some real shit. Like for real, my cousin
talking that
she is like California. Like she ain't never watched the podcast.
Shout out to her.
Oh shit! Shout out to Chanel. Shout out to my cousin Jason too.
Yes.
And of course my lovely wife Sahar Laos. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
All right, cool. I'm gonna pass it to Regg so he can get to his fun question of the night.
All right, we're gonna do.
It's gonna be hard for him.
All right.
You gotta think the good one.
We're gonna do would you rather?
Okay.
All right, Regg. Would you rather? Damn, I told
you it's gonna be hard.
All right, would you rather?
Looking good.
Would you rather turn Pittsburgh into the next LA,
Ooh,
or have an island full of brand new people come in and you change it? That's your own Pittsburgh for real.
Big Regg Island. I love it.
I mean, I'll be real with you. That do sound good. That Big Regg Island do sound good, but realistically, I don't. People have people's egos here. What if people don't want to live on my island? I don't want people to move off that shit. Like,
but they come to your island because they fuck with you.
Right. But at the end of the day, if I have like you said, like I change it, and I have a lot of people there, and it's booming, people was going to stay. Of course, I'm like he doing something.
Right.
They ain't gonna want to move.
Right.
So if I can do that, I think I will do that. But honestly, my goal is now to really try to change Pittsburgh into like the new LA. I want it to be like a big market here where they're shooting music videos here more. Like other rappers is flying here shooting music videos. Right. I want people to shoot more movies here, get involved here. You know what I mean? Even some other games to even come here sometimes. Like other football games. I mean, they play the Super Bowl in other places, other games like that, and the Pro Bowl in other cities. Why can't we do something like that here? You know what I mean? Like, right? We never had a Pro. Like, why not? You know what I mean? A Super Bowl or Pro Bowl.
Ben would know that.
Why not? Or NBA Finals game. Why Braun can't come here and play at the PPG one game? You know what I'm saying? That shit will do numbers. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. There need to be somebody who that voice. You know what I mean? That steps out and put their face out there. Like, you know what? I'm going out there for my city for some shit like this.
Because there's value here.
You know what I mean?
We just need to show.
We need to show
other places that there is value.
Look at our football team.
Like, because people love Pittsburgh. They
love us.
They love Pittsburgh,
Hockey
but they're
team.
like, I'm not gonna come down.
We know for the sports.
The sports.
For the nursery. We know
the nursery. Catch up still. Important shit, like, you know what I mean? Like our hospitals here.
Right.
Nice.
Like, I feel like we're definitely on that level to where it can happen, but there's not nobody here. I felt like out of the city that been the face of their city that want to do some shit like that here. You know what I mean?
It's like nowadays you hear like the biggest upcoming Pittsburgh rappers, Mac, Wiz.
Right.
Sometimes you hear about Hardo. You know
what I mean?
Who's going to take it off? Because those rappers like Wiz Khalifa. He had his prime. He's still doing stuff too, but like, he had his little couple 5 years of popping, like really.
That's what I'm
doing
saying.
Shit. Mac, RIP to Mac, but he had his time. But like, who's the next step up? It's
who's
like
the next?
You don't even hear people like up there in Pittsburgh.
I feel like it would have been Jimmy Wappo.
Right? No, I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
But it's time. Like, it's time for Pittsburgh.
I see
that.
I even lie, man. I see like people like Pet Zebra, my boy Slicky Williams. I see people like that climbing the ladder.
But when are they going to get their recognition? Like, when is big people going to sign?
That's what I'm saying.
You said about how Wiz coming down here and trying to help people sign people and that, but like you said, when they going to help us?
Yeah, he signed a few people, but it's just all about them
making
them want to make the noise for themselves. Right. You know what I mean? Like, he could put a person in a position, but he can't take you to it's what you want to do with it.
It's the work
you know what I mean?
In.
It's the work you put in.
Here's the resource.
You think just being around these people and having that chain on and saying I'm in Taylor Gang is doing something. That's not. You need to be on some boss shit. You need to want to be in the city paper and talk to the news and let them know what the fuck you doing. Like, I'm doing this for the community. Get people involved with what you're doing in something bigger. And now make people want to tap into your music. Right. Like, they're not going to tap into your music if they don't see what the fuck you stand for. So that's where I'm at with it. Like, I feel like that needs to be a change here. And that's just need to be a change. Like, that's what I'm doing. Like I said, there's going to be a whole new wave coming in 2021. Big Regg coming through. He will make a lot of adjustments in the city. Like I said, I'm gonna be the face of this shit. And like I said, don't be surprised. Like I said, over like the things that I named here in this podcast, like I said, there's gonna be NBA Finals game here, a Pro Bowl. Like when all this shit happened, I called this shit. Like because Big Regg made it happen. Like I said, I sparked that shit.
I love it.
Hey, man, when that do happen, I'm gonna be at the finals game. Like, thank you, Regg.
Right? You feel me? Courtside. You feel me? Don't worry. I remember everybody I talked to about this shit. Like for real. Like
I love it, man. I love your energy, bro. Thank you so much for sharing with us. I got one more question, then we'll get to where people can find you and all that on the interweaves. But Level Up, we're all about giving back to the youth, especially youth of color. Hopefully, young people watch this podcast and listen to this podcast. And at least within my brand, I always say, I use my platform in dance, music, and media to inspire young people. And that's what I hope for this podcast, is to inspire young people and older people too. But if there is a young person maybe watching or listening to this podcast that might want to get into rap, or, they're just trying to figure out what they want to do with their life, or they want to do something creative, but they just don't know what to do, what advice would you give to that young person?
I will definitely let them know, to chase after what you believe in. You know what I mean? And there's going to be a lot of people that may tell you what you're trying to do is unreachable. You know what I mean? Whether if you want to go to the NBA, go to the NFL, and even if it ain't nothing in entertainment, like be a doctor, be things like that, and they're telling you, oh, well, your grades ain't good enough, or you're not you can't let no one discourage you from wanting to do what you want to do. There's people that everybody makes mistakes. You know what I mean? Even if you made a mistake in your life, don't let that discourage you from wanting to chase what you believe in. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's the biggest message that I want to show these young people too. This is why I'm anxious to really make this music thing happen, because I'm really starting from the bottom. I'm coming from nothing. You know what I mean? And I'm letting people into my life. I'm letting them into my story. I'm telling them the things that I've been through and what makes me into the man that I am today. And I want them to know that, like, dreams are achievable. You know what I mean? Like, things can happen. It's the work that you put in. Don't let nobody tell you that something's too big for you to accomplish, because people told me that. Like, there's 1 out of a million people that make it into the music industry. You really think you want to, like, I don't think like that.
Right.
Like, everybody, there's a million people in the music industry that shouldn't be there right now.
Right.
That his music are just not there, I feel like. You know what I mean? But that's my personal opinion.
Right.
They're still in the predicament that they're in, because they worked hard to get there, and they ain't let nobody knock them off their square. They don't give a fuck what nobody said. Right. So at the end of the day, that's the type of mindset you got to have with anything. Fuck what people say and keep chasing what you're doing, and keep doing what you're doing and what you believe in. Period.
Love it.
I got one more question for you, Regg. What's the next thing, like, that's popping in your mind, like the next thing in 2021 that you want to do that you think is going to be huge?
Shooting this music video that I dedicated in tribute to Antoine Rose. I don't know if y'all heard about that. It's that thing that happened.
We got us on it.
Yep. Rest in peace to him. I reached out to his mother. I got these shoes made, portrait made with these shoes. I obviously showed them before I leave. I'll show them to you guys. I got these shoes made for him. I reached out to his mother. She okayed for me to shoot the video. I did the record already. So I'm gonna shoot the video. I think that's gonna set me on fire. You know what I mean? Because I think, like, that's something that the city needs. Rest in peace with WAPO, with that happening. Even people in the past, Trilzy, Teflon, like, even like not even people in music, just everything that happened. There's been a lot of violence in the city, and I feel like nobody ain't really pay homage. Like, nobody really ain't make no record, something inspiring somebody. That's why Wiz Khalifa blew so big when he made that tribute to Paul Walker. It was big. It was something that was like the world needed. Right. I feel like the city needs that. We had a lot of tragedies happen. I mean, that was a tragedy. Right. You know what I mean? Absolutely. I felt like people talked about that for a little bit and just swept it under the rug. It don't even get talked about anymore. And not saying that people don't want to harp on it, but it's like, I feel like it's something that people need to stand on, because it's still police brutality that's still happening. You know what I mean? And I feel like it wasn't talked about enough. So I feel like a record, something like that, need to be brought to the city, spark a different light on us, other than violence. People think we're just known for this drill music. Fuck that. Somebody need to make something that inspire people to want to do this shit. Change something. You know what I mean? And I feel like that record and that video is going to take me to the next level.
Can we hear just a couple bars from it, if you don't mind?
Yeah, I came on. I was like, hoping I never get pulled over. I hate the sight of them red lights. They murdered the kid who was 17. He tried to run for his dear life. Can't imagine the pain that his mother felt. All she wanted to do was hold her son at night. Hop in the booth, made the song cry. I tried to tell him it's my time. I make that music that changed lives. I want to make history, yeah. Want to get out my city. A lot of these people they envy. I promise that I'm a grind smarter. I promise that I'm a grind harder.
Yes.
They told me that I'll never make it. And rapping it won't get me farther. Nigga, I'm used to this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's gonna come hard. I'm telling you, this joy hard. This joy
Lots of
hard.
vibes.
I'm telling you, it's hard. I'm gonna drop it though. It's a classic. I feel like it's timeless, and when I drop it, it's gonna be big for sure.
Nice. Love it. Big Regg, I'm inspired. You inspired me.
Right.
Just listening to you, man.
Yeah,
like
man.
Man.
and I love it. I'm, because like I said, man, like that's the like style of music that I make. Like my one producer, Ghost, always get mad because I'm like, bro, can't you rap about something else, Ghost? And he's like, nah, man, I can't. Because I'm always trying to be positive and singing and shit.
Right.
He like, look at his face. You my gangster rapper, bro. I'm sorry.
I'm not a gangster, bro. I'm a nerd. Gangsters is getting killed. I'm not a street.
Oh,
So,
sure. Listen to all his tracks. Are you hearing with his tracks start? You hear click, bow. He's like hit you with the.
So you're not gonna bring up Axe God?
Nah, you gotta cut. He got some story time, really good ones. That's deep. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of the artists that we work with, that's on the label, like we're all about that, bro. Because I'm like, bro, there's like I was a big Nipsey fan, bro, and I really loved the way he structured his shit and how you can make
You see the type of respect he
right. Yeah.
Right.
You can make that type of music, but still make that shit jiggy.
Right.
I love that, bro. Like that's what I'm trying to.
His
do.
music came from the soul,
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it wasn't nothing that was made up. It wasn't no gimmick. That shit came from the soul,
real shit.
And that's why he had the type of respect and the type of people that stood behind what he did.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Meek Mills. People may not like the things that he stands for or him individually, but the type of respect and type of people he had behind him, can't nobody take that shit away from him.
Absolutely.
He's going to be one of the biggest figures that ever came out of Philly,
Right.
because the type of people that stand, when you got the owners of the Patriots stand behind you, the owner of the Sixers standing behind you, trying to get you out of court and helping you and coming to your court hearings and shit. That means you're something. That means they believe in
Jay-Z too.
Yeah, he's with Jay. Like him and Jay-Z's like
they
this.
super tight.
They is super tight. He's at
tight.
Jay-Z's crib. They're like all the time.
Right.
Like
Super
they are
tight.
making big things happen with the justice reform. It's actually coming to Pennsylvania. I don't know if people seen it. I seen a commercial for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming to Pennsylvania. The whole justice reform thing that he's trying to do, helping the probation, stop sending guys back upstate for like dirty yarns and things like that. It's coming to Pittsburgh. Like it's coming to Pennsylvania. So it's just like those are the type of things that I'm trying to get involved with. When you have people like that standing behind you, that means you're on to something.
Right.
That means they believe in what you're doing.
Right.
And that's the type of things I think that need to come out of Pittsburgh. When you have people with that type of mindset that want to do things like that, more things will happen out of here. But people here don't think like that.
Right.
So we got to be a change.
Got to be a little more universal. You got to reach more people.
You have to.
And don't get me wrong. There's a place for that type of music too. I mean, I wouldn't want to go out to the club and hear a bunch of conscious rap. I'm like, I want to dance.
I want to dance. I want to party.
You know what I mean?
Like you said, there's a place and a time for everything.
Right,
that's why that's what the clubs is for.
Right,
But when it comes to on a bigger platform and you want to do something, you want to spark a movement, you got to be open to something different.
Right.
That's not the party music ain't going to be bringing the people like that to the city.
You got to learn how to switch it up for different occasions.
Right. When I go to the club, here's what y'all can play. But when I'm out here in these streets and I'm doing these things and these movements and things like this is the music I need y'all to press for me. I need y'all to put this on the record, put this on the radio. You know what I mean? That's what I need y'all to do. But when you're in the club, when I walk in, play this shit. You know what I mean? Play my bangers. You know what I mean? But when I'm out here doing this shit for the kids, I need you to play this used to this. How I just spit for y'all. This college dropout, sport the movement. You know what I'm saying? Push this shit. You know what I mean? So
Big Regg, thank you so much, man. Like I said, super inspiration to me.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate everything that you're doing. I'm gonna go check out your whole catalog. I didn't get a chance to today because we were a little busy, but I'm gonna check it out. And then of course when we get off here, I definitely want to swap info, do that big thing. But if there's
if you want to take a pic after the show,
most definitely
too.
Pictures too, definitely. We can do that. Have to do that.
That's why I hate when you look at me like that.
You always think I'll be making a little.
He always be giving me that like. He look at me like I'm the stupid older brother. He's like.
No, that's just my face.
Fix your face then, man. Nah, I'm just kidding. But if there's anybody on the internet and watching this podcast that would like to connect with you, via social media, just let them know where they can find you, and of course where they can find your music.
You can follow me on Instagram at big.reg412. Don't forget the 2 G's. REGG.412, big.reg412. All my music is streaming. Big Regg. You can find it on Apple Music, YouTube. Just type in Big Regg. My shit's gonna pop right up. Like I said, with 2 G's. Like I said, I'm on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Music. I'm everywhere. Twitter, you can find me at big.reg412, the same as my Instagram. I'm on Clubhouse, Big Reg.
How do you spell Reg? Just so people are clear, is it like
REGG?
Okay, I just want to make sure
Yep.
if it wasn't
REGG,
1G or 2G's. Yeah,
BIGREGG.
Okay, cool.
Yep, Big Reg. Type that in, like I said, on SoundCloud, YouTube, anywhere. My music gonna pop right up. Like I said, on Twitter, Instagram, just add 412 on that at the end, and my pages will pop right up.
Sweet.
Facebook, Reggie Turner. That's the only thing. That's my real name.
Right.
Facebook, Reggie Turner.
I noticed that about a lot of people's Facebooks. They use
They won't let you put your they won't let you put your name on. They want your whole government because they cracking people on there. That's why they cracking people. We didn't know who the fuck you are.
I remember you have nicknames and shit.
Yeah, people used to put nicknames on there.
Right.
I tried to do it. They won't let me do it. It's like they programmed it to where it's like they know your real name already.
They even do that on Clubhouse.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I can't even put my rapper name. I put my whole name on it. Sorry, that's not professional.
But yeah, find me on also, like I said, all streaming platforms. Big Reg, man. Tap into my music. Like I said, I'm something different, up and coming out of the city. I got some bangers on there, man. Like I said, that College Dropout, that Industry, that Kobe, White Russian, and I dropped a record called Pittsburgh. I shouted out all the artists in the city. I ain't even get no love on it. Like I shouted out like damn near everybody in the city. They know who they are. Everybody that's popping in the city doing music. I put them all in one song, including Wiz, including Jimmy Wapo, rest in peace, Mac, all them. I put them all in the song. I put everybody in the song. Man, this song is hard. Y'all gotta check it out.
Send me the link, bro.
This shit is hard. I shouted everybody out, and I ain't even getting no reshares on it, no likes on that. So I let you know, like, there's really not.
You send it all way, bro. We gonna be sharing it.
Yeah. Send it to Level Up. We'll get it out there.
We gotta get that out there. Like I shot everybody out, and I did it for the city, man, because like these is dudes that I was listening to when I was in high school that made me want to do this shit. So, and it's like I did it because I'm inspired by the Pittsburgh music. I love this shit. And I'm gonna keep showing support to my city, even if I don't get it, because I'm just that thorough. Like I love Pittsburgh, and like I said, I'm gonna spark the movement. Period.
Let's get it. Well, you heard it here, family. Episode 81 of the Level Up Podcast. Of course, you can follow your boy Mario Quinn at the Mind of Quinn on all social medias, and of course, please follow Level Up Studios at Level Up PGH on all social medias.
You guys can follow me at the Regg Experience on Facebook and YouTube, and also Reezy Regg on Instagram _between Reezy and Regg. And check me out on SoundCloud or on the music streaming platforms. Just drop Reezy Rise. I hope everybody check that out. Always down to work with artists and support. So yeah,
let's get it.
Also, I forgot to tell y'all can check me out on all platforms as well. I just dropped an EP called The Year of Influence. Just type in Mario Quinn.
Let's go.
That is all.
Let's get it,
family. Oh yeah, you can just type in Mario Quinn. Just dropped an EP called The Year of Influence. 7 tracks of pure fire produced by my boy Lil Sprite right here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? 17 years old.
I gotta type in a Lil Sprite.
You know
just that name.
He said Lil Sprite because I'm bubbling. I said, let's go.
Yeah, I like it. I gotta tap in with it.
Let's go, bro.
Just having that produced by Lil Sprite. That's all right. Yeah. I gotta have that on.
Thank you, bro.
Let's get it.
Engineer was tough on it too, like that.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. We still working though. We still
young.
Working.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we still working.
Prodigy.
It's still working. Yes. Big snap for the Prodigy. Anyway, all right, family. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. Again, it's your boy Mario Quinn, Reezy Regg, and our boy Big Reg. Episode 81. Thank you. We love you.
Thank
Peace.
you. Peace.